Oreofetalks. Hello everybody, this is Oreofe of Oreofetalks. I'm so excited to present a project I've been working on for a little while. It's called the 22 series. The 22 series is a series that looks to highlight the lives of millennials who have achieved something pretty cool or pretty phenomenal at this early stage in life. Many of us don't have it together yet, which is okay because we have time. But these people have achieved something, and I definitely want you to be inspired by this. Sit back, enjoy, leave any questions you have for me. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please remember to follow me on all social media, and make sure you share this video if you're encouraged. I look forward to this journey with you. I'm so excited to be nice and cozied up here in the beautiful home of my very first guest on Oreofetalks. Please meet my darling friend.
Hey everyone, my name is Azhia. You know, I'm just a young adult here in Atlanta. So, what are we talking about today, right?
Girl, we're talking about how you bought this house. But before we get into that, I just want to mention that I'm very proud of you. You know that. And I think that's how our friendship is. We're very supportive of each other. Let's get to know a little bit more about you. What's your heritage? What are your hobbies? You know, you mentioned you do what's outside of work. What do you do? How do you kill time?
Well, I've been born and raised here in Atlanta. I have origins coming from Korea, and I'm also mixed with black. So went to school in the city of Atlanta at Georgia State University, graduated in 2016, went on to start my full-time career being a financial analyst. I really enjoy listening to music, going to various concerts here in the city. I'm getting into biking and hiking, and I like to do the normal things like hanging out with my friends and family. They're a huge part of my life, and I'm just figuring it out right now, you know?
Right. Good thing you mentioned friends and family. How much of an impact has that played in your life? And then the friends you made through college, how have you worked in sustaining those relationships till now?
Well, my family throughout my life has, been the biggest support system that a girl could ever need. I've met friends in college that have been, my backbone, holding me up. So support, of course, holds you up. I start reaching out. Hey, girl, what's up? Want to go for drinks? What's going on? Right? We graduated. So then we didn't see each other for months. And it would take, us having to reach out to each other and plan time to see each other. Yeah. Yes, of course, we're not going to talk every day, but just keeping in touch is, just something that I've had to learn to do since graduating,
So what was the hardest thing about your transition from a college student to a full-time adult?
The hardest transition for me was the lack of a next step. After college, job, now what? So if I want to travel, if I want to learn a new career path, if I want to continue my education, I have to take the steps to do that. And I just think that's the biggest transition.
Azhia purchased her amazing condo at the age of 22. I'm so proud of her for that. So just walk us through the process.
I, just wanted to bite the bullet and go ahead and live by myself. I started to look for one-bedroom apartment here in Atlanta, and the costs were ridiculous.
Like an average of what?
$1,500 and up.
For rent?
For rent. And you don't get anything at the end of the day. And a lot of times when you rent an apartment complex, they go up on rent the next year. Yeah. So you move around.
I'm dealing with that.
To bargain to find the next place. So I didn't want to put, you start doing the math of how much money that is. And at the end of the day, you just move out. You can't even paint your walls, So I started looking into other options. My mother actually told me about a program called Invest Atlanta here in Atlanta, and they assist you with your down payment to purchasing a home. Me, at the time 21, I'm like, that seems like a lot. But I went to the informational session and I was inspired. I could really have something here. If my sister needed someone to stay, I would have a place for her to stay. Yeah. If,
it could be an asset for your generations.
For my generations to come. Exactly. I have a place here in Atlanta. maybe in the future I would sell it, but maybe I could keep it. And for our family and friends that come into town that need places to stay, I could have that for them.
You could rent it for the 1,500 Airbnb.
Exactly. I could make a profit out of it. If I needed to turn around and make a sale, I could at the end of the day.
It's real estate.
And at least you're getting what you put into it. And here in Atlanta, property values appreciate on a daily basis. So, and especially being, from the Black descent, a lot of times we don't own anything. So I wanted to really break that cycle.
Amen.
And, I feel like buying into the community here in Atlanta and being a Black homeowner, really, like I said, it's breaking the cycle, and I'm doing my little piece of the pie to, not be ignorant, and to be able to own things and to give back to my family, and then ultimately be able to give back to my community here in Atlanta.
I'm sure some of you are wondering how much this costs and how she's able to make the payments. At the age of 22, the average American has a crap load of student debt.
Well, I can only really speak from my experience, and I was generous enough to not leave college with a lot of debt. So I transformed what a lot of my peers were doing into a different type of debt, and that is when I took out the mortgage for my home. At $150,000, I'm very open about what I pay because I feel like if I can share real numbers, then somebody else could feel like they can do it. Honestly, I used a program that helped me with my down payment.
Oh, wow.
So they gave me $10,000 toward the purchase of my home, and that included my down payment as well as all of my closing costs. So I left the table signing a check for $26.
Agent bought this house
for $26. The check hit my account later that week for $26. It broke the bank. No, I'm just kidding. But that helped a lot because me and Ore were talking a little earlier, and a lot of times you have to put $10,000 to $20,000 down on your plate.
Yep.
And as a 22-year-old,
you don't have that cash.
You don't have that cash, and if you do,
that's all the cash.
Exactly. So then I'm just going to be living in a place, and I can't pay the mortgage the next month. So I really, did my research to find out how I could afford it. So that helped a lot. And as far as my monthly payment, it would be what I would be paying in rent. I'd be paying rent for some, exactly, and it's cheaper. And if I need to sell it or if I need to rent it out, I have that option.
Right. So what is your monthly payment, and how long do you have the mortgage payment for?
Well, I took out a 30-year fixed rate loan. Yeah, just the standard. Of course, I only put about like 5% down, so it didn't take out my purchase cost that much. So my mortgage, along with the property taxes and insurance and everything, come out to about $981 a month.
Whoa!
Mm-hmm. But what you have to factor in being in the city of Atlanta in a condo building is HOA.
HOA, Homeowners Association.
So that does drive up the cost at around $300. It includes
per month?
Per
Ew.
month, yes.
No.
So it does.
That's dead.
It does put up the cost, but being here in Atlanta, I was able to file for homestead taxes, so it's going to lower my mortgage payments. There are some factors that I can affect in there.
Oh my goodness, and girl, your tax return is going to be looking real cute.
Exactly. You have to think about these things.
Yes.
So, and I've been here for about 6 to 7 months, and I can honestly say I can afford it. I make sure I save up my money. Don't spend a lot of money on different things, but this is an investment. This is an investment for me. I could go live with my parents who live an hour away from the city and drive here every day.
Traffic.
But exactly, traffic, gas, on top of that, just my quality of life. That's, what I put a lot into it. I wanted to be happy.
What you just spoke on there means that it's not all about the actual dollar amount. Sometimes in these decisions, you also have to evaluate the time. You have to evaluate your quality of life and things of that nature.
Exactly.
Where if I step into a house for the first time, I usually just bless it. So I'll just say prayer over the house that God will protect you.
Thank you.
I pray that no evil will ever come near your door. I pray you're safe. Nobody's going to ever, no harm is going to come near you. And I pray in this house you're going to sign a lot of $1 million deals, and you know, you're going to become a boss here. So I'm just sending you good wishes, and I hope that God will just take care of you and protect you.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Azhia, for this, and thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions for Azhia or myself, leave it down in the comment section below. Please remember to subscribe. You can subscribe from the bottom right of your screen directly, and share this video if you were motivated. And if you have any video requests, please leave that request in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.